Hey guys, in today's video we're going to be looking at the biogeochemical cycle of nitrogen, which is the nitrogen cycle. Let's start with the basics. What is nitrogen? Nitrogen is a colorless and odorless gas that is unreactive, makes up around 78% of the atmosphere, and whose atomic number is 7. We need nitrogen for our DNA and proteins. It is the building block for proteins and nucleic acids. Now that we know what nitrogen is, let's get into its cycle. Unlike oxygen, we can't just breathe in nitrogen. We acquire it by eating different foods. In the nitrogen cycle, nitrogen travels from the atmosphere to soil, to plants, to different animals, and finally back into the atmosphere where it starts again. Let's take a closer look. It all starts when nitrogen in the atmosphere falls to the ground through precipitation, which is rain, snow, sleet, and hail. Once the nitrogen is in the soil, it finds a way to the bacteria on the roots of plants. On these roots, the nitrogen combines with hydrogen to make ammonia. Ammonia, also known as NH3, is a colorless gas with a distinct odor, and we humans find necessary in our metabolic systems. The process of making ammonia is called nitrogen fixation, and this nitrogen fixation could also be caused by lightning in the atmosphere. At this stage, ammonia is toxic, so additional bacteria combines this ammonia with oxygen. This process is called nitrification, which is where you oxidize ammonia and nitrify bacteria. After nitrification, nitrogen is in its xeno state, called nitrite. More bacteria turns this nitrite into nitrate, and once in this state, the plants can finally absorb the nitrogen. This occurs in a process called assimilation, which is basically where the plants take in and absorb the nitrogen in its nitrite state, but not all nitrates can or are absorbed by plants. Some of it goes back to the bacteria that releases the nitrogen into the atmosphere. This is a process called denitrifying. It is basically where denitrifying bacteria releases nitrogen back into the atmosphere and it is lost. Back to the plants that absorb the nitrogen. These plants are eaten by different animals. Some of those animals then are eaten by other animals that then can take in the nitrogen. The animals then either die or need to release waste. This is where another type of bacteria takes the waste, along with other decomposers, and breaks the nitrogen that is either waste or in a dead animal. In a process called ammonification, the nitrogen can then enter the cycle once again at nitrification. This allows the nitrogen to keep recycling itself and keep its cycle going. And so, the cycle continues. That was the basics of the nitrogen cycle. Thanks for watching. Bye.